Bam. All right, we're going to do our weekly review right now. Honestly, I'm not going to do any of the trades I took last week because none of them were that great. So I'm going to go over some of the swing trades that I'm currently in, and then I'm going to go over some trades I'm looking for this week, and then I'm going to go over crypto. So we're going to start with some of the swing trades that I am currently in right now. Euro CHF. We're in a short. We're not looking great at the moment. Oh, fuck. Euro CHF. So we are currently in a short on Euro CHF, kind of off this weekly area of interest. Not looking too good. If we switch down to the day, it's not as bad as the week. The week looks like we're just blowing through this area of interest. The day looks like we're showing a little bit of interest, like resistance. All right, next one is the British GBP versus the AUD. This one is my favorite trade that I'm in at the moment because if you just look at it on a weekly basis, look, we are. I guess we can't go that far back. All right. Well, there's like we're right at the bottom of the move. Let's see if I can actually like pull this up. Yeah. Okay. There we go. All right. This isn't the one that's connected to my broker, so I'm not using it. But if you look right here, we're right at the bottom of our area of interest for the week. If we break below this on the week, we're going down, right? So it's a make it or break it moment right now. This is the lowest of lows. And then if you look at the day, look at that. We just switched bullish on the day, came right back into our area of interest, like our past area of interest, right? Bam, bam, bam. And now we're going up, right? By far my favorite trade. So I'm in on that right now. Loving it. We are in drawdown right now though. But this is a big trade. Like final TP is like, it's a nice trade. Next one is Euro USD. Now this is the same kind of thing right here. We're in off of a weekly. We're right at the bottom. This is like what buy low, sell high means. It's like it can't. If it goes lower, it's going down. Right? Like this is the lowest point that it can be at before it switches bearish. So we entered right at the bottom. Bam. We're up 500 right now. Next one we're in. This one we're actually about to get stopped out. I'm like $10 away from the stop loss. So if market opens and we drop up, we're out the trade. If it goes down, we're fucking swimming. But this one right here, we entered off of the weekly area of interest. The day, look at that. We had a clean rejection on the day, but then it just didn't really want. We had two clean rejection candles. Just wasn't really fucking with it. Next one is New Zealand JPY. So the week here. Same kind of thing right here. We are at our past area of interest on the week. And then on the day, we were bullish, right? We went tapped right into it, two rejection candles, and we're just flowing up. So we did our first take profits here, and then our second take profit is, it's on the monthly, but I'm not going to go find the other one, but there is two take profits for this one. This is another trade that I really like. Weekly area of interest, we rejected off of it, and now we're rejecting. We're not in a whole lot of profit at the moment, but say let me. That's all of them. All right, we're going to look at the ones that I'm looking for next week. All right, AUD CHF. This is a weird one. So we're bearish on the week. Day we are bearish still in the day, just because we had this, like, if you look right over here, we have this massive like wick kind of candle. So like we have a lot of range that we've been playing in between. But the only thing is like the 4 hour has to travel so much distance before it's considered like bearish because it's bullish right now. Look, we broke above, so we're bullish. We never closed above, like we wicked. So this is just like our resistance right here, and our support's all the way down here. So the price has to come all the way down and close below this zone before we're considered bearish. So this one I'm probably not going to see play out this week. Maybe later on in the week we'll enter. Next one we have is Euro AUD. Let's start on the week here. This is one we're taking for longs right here, and this one actually just played out. So we were at the very bottom for the week, right? Can't go any lower on the week. And then on the day, the only thing we were looking for was for it to switch bullish. Hasn't happened yet. So again, we're waiting on this to switch. All right, next one is British Pound AUD. This one we're probably going to see this week. I'm going to enter probably Monday. I don't like to enter on Sunday just because the spread is usually like horrible. But same kind of thing. We're right at the low for the area of interest on the week, and then we just broke structure to the upside on the day. The 4 hour, 4 hours bearish right now. I'm not going to lie. But it doesn't have to travel a whole lot to be bullish, right? So like realistically, and we need to break above this point right here, around this 191, and then we'd be considered bullish on the 4 hour, and then I'd be looking for a retracement to enter off of. This is one that I was waiting for last week, right? I had, look, right here. I had written down, wait for the 4 hour to break out either bullish or bearish, right? To see which way we're going. Because if you look on the week, past week, I was like, it could either break below or it could break above, right? Like, because I want to target. Like, my target for this one is going to be all the way back here, right? At this high right here, at the 9999. But if we went bullish, I was like, you know what, that's okay. Because we were consolidating on the day, so we could have seen a fake out. But the 4 hour, I was like, it needs to either break below this point right here on the 4 hour or break above, and then we just kind of shattered above. So I don't know if I'm going to enter on this one just because I'm not a big fan of like the targeting that I'd have to be doing. So probably won't be doing that. The only trade I'll probably be taking are these two right here. So I'd probably be taking a short on a USD Swiss franc just because we just tapped into our area of interest on the, what's it called, week and on the day. Rejected off of both of them. Now, I was looking for an entry last week right around this level right here at 79.6, but we didn't get it because I was waiting on the 4 hour. So the 4 hour did just switch bearish right here. Look, we closed underneath our zone, but it was so far. What I was really hoping for was that we would see it break above and then give us a new one, but we never saw that. So we did break above, we did break below, but now we're going to have a late entry. And I'm still deciding whether I want to have just like a tight stop loss and kind of risk it for the biscuit or extend my stop loss up. But the thing is, like, it'd be a 1-to-1 if I extend my stop loss up because I'm not really trying to like target all the way down here. Next one that is, I'm probably going to end up taking this one. Rejection. Nah, actually, we're not taking that. Week, same thing as always. They're all bearish right now. We go on the day though. Woohoo! Look at that. We had this big extension up. Remember, I said this last time. There's a couple ones that I missed because there wasn't a 4 hour break structure and there wasn't a very good entry. We had these big gaps, and by the time I had to get back up to the gap, I had to change structure again. So this one was nice because we came back up, and look at that. This is recent too. So look, we've just tapped into this area of interest. I mean, this fair value gap right here on the 4 hour, and we're rejecting off of it. And if you look at this right here, we just broke structure to the downside on the 4 hour. So if we look on the hour, we actually probably could have saw, all right, this is perfect. I'm probably going to take a nice little short right now. Like, this is the shorts I'm going to be taking on Bitcoin. Bam. I'm probably going to be taking this on Bitcoin. This is probably the trade I'll take on Bitcoin for this week because we just swept. If you look right here, we just swept all of the liquidity underneath it, and we have so much liquidity, like buy side liquidity sitting underneath it. So I think that we are going to see a nice little pullback on Bitcoin because we've just been consolidating for a while. So I think we are going to come down to this low again before we end up going up, but we will see. So I'm going to be looking for, I'm looking for a retracement into this fair value gap right here around 71.9. That's going to be my short for Bitcoin. That's probably going to mean that we're going to get a nice little short on a lot of these right here. So if we look at Ethereum, same thing right here. We just swept into that liquidity, probably came into the 4 hour fair value gap. Look at that shit. And we just switched bearish. Yeah, we're definitely taking shorts this week on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. I haven't looked at Solana yet, but stops at the high, and I'm going to be targeting all the way down here. So I'm going to be targeting 1800 for Ethereum and 63 for Bitcoin. And then on Solana, we're not going to get a nice trade. I can't lie. I can just tell right now we're looking at Solana. I was in a little bit of a long, but we're not taking any shorts on Solana. It's already too low. If we were to do like a premium discount, we would be at the like discount. I mean, yeah, we'd be at discount already. Like you want short from premium to discount. Let's get XRP just for shits and giggles. Same thing right here. Maybe we'll take longs on these two, but Ethereum and Bitcoin, I'm 100% taking longs on both of them just because they're right at the what's it called premium right now, and we've had a strong rejection. Like let's actually draw this out a little better. Massive fair value gap. Just took out all that liquidity right there. Look at that. So we rejected off of our 4 hour fair value gap and we broke structure. So now we're bearish. And what did we do? We left behind another 4 hour fair value gap right here. Let's go down to the hour. Break a structure. That's what you love to see when it's just a break a structure and it leaves behind a nice fair value gap on the hour. These are the shorts we're taking for Ethereum. And we'll draw the same one out for Bitcoin right here. Wow, look at that. Perfect rejection off of the top of the fair value gap. Yeah, we're looking for shorts. And these are nice. 1 to 5. 1 to 4. Good trades there. Now I fucked up really bad last week on my day trading. I just fucked up my margin a lot and I ended up losing a lot of my account. So let's actually go pull some of this up right now. All right. So did take a long on gold at the beginning of the week. This was Sunday. This was a nice trade, 1 to 3. Wasn't anything special. We missed this trade right here. This would have been an absolute fucking banger. Reason why we missed it too is because there was no fair value gap on the 5 minute. So like this fair value gap right here was on the 1 minute. So I drew that out after just because I was very positive that we were going short, but we didn't get the fair value gap on the 5 minute. So I didn't end up entering it. This trade right here was low-key a fucking sucker because I knew we were going long. This was like the easiest longs ever because look at the fucking 1 hour. We were right here. Yeah, okay, look. Right on the 1 hour. We were right at the fucking, look, price goes up, down, up, down. We were down right after we swept all the liquidity. I was like, we are 100% going up. And we look at the 5 minute right here. This is why we didn't stay in the trade. Just like where the price, where structure was, it was just a very easy trade to tell that we were going up. But if you look right here, we had our break of structure, banging, came back into this 5 minute fair value gap, rejected off of it like a motherfucker, took the longs. But then look at this. We break structure to the downside again. So I was like, fuck, my rules say I have to close it. So I closed it. But if we looked at it, this was a 10-1. And look at it. It just ran. Obviously, I wouldn't have stayed in it, and I would have gotten taken out at break even because it came back at break even after the session closed. But I was like, damn, I knew the bias was 100% right.